In a small village nestled among lush green hills, there lived a farmer named John. John was a hard-working farmer who toiled day and night to provide for his family and tend to his fields. Every early morning, before the sun even rose, he would wake up, step out of his modest home, and begin a new day with full enthusiasm and hope. John always dreamed of having a bountiful harvest, but reality often tested his patience. His fields frequently faced harsh weather conditions like storms, droughts, and hail. These natural disasters often severely damaged his crops, making his efforts seem futile. One night, after a long day of work and disappointment due to a large storm that destroyed his crops, John decided to pray to God. Standing in the middle of his field under a starry sky, he pleaded, "God, why do you let these disasters happen? We work so hard, but all our efforts are destroyed. Please give me control over the weather so I can protect my crops." Have you ever felt powerless in the face of life's difficulties? Share your story in the comment. One day, while John was working in his field, a bright light appeared, and God stood before him. With a kind gaze, God said, "John, I have heard your prayer. I will grant you control over the weather so you can take care of your crops." John was overjoyed and thanked God, then began using his newfound power. He created sunny days and light rains, just enough for the crops to grow without facing any natural disaster. John's fields became lush and green, with plants growing rapidly. John felt satisfied and believed that this year's harvest would be the best ever. Have you ever wished you could control everything to avoid difficulties? Share your thoughts with us. With power in his hands, John decided to create the perfect conditions for his crops. Every day, he adjusted the weather to his liking. Warm sunshine in the morning, light rain in the afternoon, and never any storms or strong winds. John's crops thrived, untouched by any disasters. His fields turned lush green, the rice blossomed in golden hues, and the corn grew large and plump. Seeing this sight, John felt happy and confident that this year's harvest would exceed all expectations. He began to dream of prosperous days when his family would no longer worry about food and clothing. However, come harvest time, John faced a heartbreaking truth. As he harvested the rice, he found that the heads of rice were empty, with no grains inside. The corn also lacked the plump kernels, leaving only empty cobs. John was shocked and couldn't understand why this was happening. Despite carefully tending to his crops and protecting them from all disasters, the results were completely contrary. John sat down in his field, his eyes filled with tears, looking at the empty rice and corn plants before him. He couldn't believe that all his efforts had gone to waste. His heart was filled with disappointment and confusion. Learning the lesson. At that moment, God appeared before John again. With a kind gaze, God said, "John, you have taken good care of your crops. You forgot one important thing. Challenges and difficulties are necessary for the crops to grow strong and produce grain. It is the storms, strong winds, and hail that help the plants develop strong roots and robust grains." God explained that crops need to face natural adversities to build resistance, strengthen their roots, and absorb nutrients better. Harsh conditions make the crops stronger, just as people need to face challenges to grow and develop. John realized the important lesson. He understood that it is impossible to avoid life's difficulties, and that it is these challenges that make him stronger and more resilient. He thanked God for teaching him a valuable lesson. What lesson did you learn from John's story? Share your thoughts in the comments. From then on, John no longer tried to avoid difficulties. Instead, he learned to embrace them with optimism, seeing them as opportunities to learn and grow. John began sharing his story and lessons with everyone in the village. He advised them, "We need to embrace each challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. Difficulties are not punishments, but teachers that help us become stronger and more patient. Always believe in yourself and never give up, because success comes not from ease, but from effort and perseverance." After understanding the lesson, John continued working on his fields with a renewed spirit. He no longer avoided difficulties, but embraced them with optimism and determination. In the following harvests, despite facing many challenges, John's crops grew strong and yielded robust grains. He realized that patience and relentless effort would lead to true success. John's life improved not only materially, but also spiritually. He became happier and more peaceful, appreciating every moment and learning to face life's challenges. John's story ends with the message: always embrace challenges with optimism and learn from difficulty. It is the obstacles in life that help us become stronger and more mature. Thank you for following our story. If you find this story meaningful and inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to not miss other interesting stories. Let's spread the message of patience and embracing life's challenges.